Welcome to Unfold Data Science, friends. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. I'm not sure how many videos of objects, methods, attributes, all these things you have seen till now. But today I am going to explain you the basics of OOPS concepts with real world example and with Jupyter Notebook code. What is actually objects? What are the attributes? How methods work? And why object-oriented programming is so powerful. This is the very first lecture of my object-oriented programming in Python, guys. So just ensure you watch this video till end. You will get a very solid understanding of all these fundamental concepts. So without any further delay, guys, let me tell you what all I am going to cover in this lecture today. Okay. So first of all, we will learn here what is the meaning of, many times you would have heard something known as classes, right? So classes. So what is actually classes? We will understand with a real world example. Then we will understand this whole programming concept is called object oriented, right? So why it is called object oriented and what makes object so interesting? Third thing we will be learning here is called attributes. Okay, so what is the meaning of attributes? And next thing we will be learning here is very powerful and very important thing known as methods. Okay, I will not overload you with many concepts, but just these four concepts to create a solid foundation for you. Let's start without any delay. First thing, guys, we will understand with a scenario. Suppose you are working in a job consultancy firm. Okay, so where do you work? You work in a job consultancy company. So what is your job? Your job is you have different clients, client 1, client 2, client 3, and there can be n clients you have. Okay, so all these clients are different multinational companies, for example, and all these clients come to you and say, you know what, give me a data science profile of 10-year experience guy having salary range or expecting salary range around this. Okay, same company comes to you and tells you, hey, give me a Java guy having 5 years experience and salary expectations should be this much. Company 2 also comes and tells you, hey, give me a ASP.NET guy with 5-year experience, this much of salary. So you get different requirements. Now what you do, you take these requirements, okay, and you pass it to the next team. You take this requirement and you pass it to the next team. You tell that, hey, I have got these requirements from the client. Can you guys go and find the profiles in market? Now comes the interesting thing, guys. Suppose all these requirements you have to create in the form of Excel or email or anyhow you have to create, right? So for example, if I say data science, it will be skills would be data science, years of experience would be 10, and salary expectations would be, just for example, 20 lakhs per annum. This is one requirement. Okay, other requirement you can have is, you can say .NET plus 5 years plus let's say 15 lakhs package. Other requirement you can have is Java, right, 2 years, okay, let's say 8 lakhs per annum package. These are the requirements you will give to the next team or to the whoever provides you the profiles, right? Now this is a tedious process, guys, every time creating one item for one requirement. What you are doing, you are creating one item for one requirement, one item for one requirement, one item for one requirement. In place of all these, right, what you say is, the smarter way of dealing with it is, you go ahead and create a blueprint. So what is a blueprint, guys? To understand blueprint very simply with the same example, a blueprint means I will create a structure. Okay, I will go ahead and create a structure. This structure can take skill, okay, this structure can take years of experience, and this structure can take salary expectation as a input. Okay, to this structure I will pass these values and it will give me the output like this. So requirement 1 is this, requirement 2 is this, requirement 3 is this. Now you no need to manually create requirements every time. You just use this blueprint, fill in your values and get the requirement. Congratulations, you have learned what is classes and what are objects. So this blueprint is nothing but class. Okay, and all these requirement 1 and requirement 2 and requirement 3 are nothing but objects. Okay, and all these 10 years and 20 lakhs per annum are called attributes. Okay, and we will understand methods with Jupyter Notebook Python example only. Just to give you one more example of how classes will look like, right? So if somebody asks you what is a class is nothing but a blueprint. Blueprint of what? Blueprint of what are the basic properties of my object, what kind of object I want to create. For example, I can say here class car. Car is a class, and in this class car I can have mileage as one of my attributes. I can have my number of gears, right, as other attributes. I can have cost as third attribute. I can have engine capacity as fourth attribute. Tomorrow from this class, right, I can create an BMW car at BMW object. I can create a Tata object. I can create a Maruti object. Okay, so classes are nothing but blueprints to create objects. Objects will have individual properties or attributes. And what are methods? Methods are loosely you can call it as function. Since you are starting in object oriented programming, I will say you understand method just as function. There are some differences which I will discuss later, but methods you can just think loosely as function for now. Now, just not to confuse you, let me take directly to the notebook and show you how it will work, guys. How methods, classes, objects work with an example. Let me go here and let me create a very first class. Okay, so I will say from the same example that I had discussed, class generate requirement. Generate requirement means you are the person who is an you work in a job consultancy. You want to generate requirement. So you are creating a blueprint of what all you want to keep inside your class. So you define a class. Generate requirement. Now very first thing what I want you to do here is pass. So this is the most simplest class possible. From this class, how to create an object is new requirement 1. New requirement 1 is equal to, you just go ahead here and say I want to create an object of this class. So this new requirement 1 is object of this class. So for example, this new requirement 1 you can think of one object of this class. For example, data science skill, 10 years experience, 20 lakhs per annum package. But here we are not doing anything inside class. So just to show you I wrote it here. Now I will go ahead and write here a def double underscore init double underscore. Now many times you would have seen this, guys. What is this double underscore init double underscore? This is a constructor which gets called every time your class objects get created. So here what we are doing, we are creating a class object, creating an object of above class. Okay, and here what we are doing, we are defining the class, defining class. You remember we used to define function and then use function. Here I am defining the class, here I am creating an object of the class. Okay, now this is nothing but a function because it is starting with def, and in Python double underscore init is a specific function called as constructor function. Every time you create an object from this class, this function gets called. So what we do is we assign some properties to the object through this method. This is a method in terms of classes, objects and object oriented programming. whenever you see a function inside a class, you call that as a method. Okay, so I want to assign some properties. Okay, so I will come here and say self dot, what properties I want to assign? I will say skill, and this is skill. Where from skill will come? Every time I want to call, I need a skill also, and I need YOE. YOE is years of experience, and I need salary expectation. Okay, these three things I need to create when I create an object from this class. So I will take that from the user when the object is created. Self.skill, self.yoe will be YOE, and self.salary expectation, okay, will be salary expectation. So if I run like this, right, then what will happen is my class is getting created with a method, initializer method, or you can call it as constructor. Now the scenario changes here, guys. If you come here and if you press shift tab, right, then you will see that your class is expecting you to pass skill, year of experience, and salary expectation. So let me pass here. What is the skill we are looking for? Data science. What is the years of experience we are looking for? 10. What is the package we are looking for? 20. Done. This is my requirement 1. Now this requirement can be taken and passed to anybody. New requirement, salary expectation, I will have the value. New requirement, skill, I will have the value. And new requirement, years of experience, right, I will have the value. Suppose you as a job consultant tomorrow want to create a new requirement 2. You can say here .net. What is your years of experience needed? 5-year guy you want. What is the salary you want to give? 15. You are looking for somebody who is a Java guy, right? So you come here and say new requirement 3. What is the skill set you are looking for? You are looking for Java. What is the years of experience you are looking for? Let's say 2. What is the salary you want to give? Let's say 8. Now 3 requirements have been created. Why? Because I created a blueprint here, and I'm able to pass the values. Values means nothing but attributes. These DS 10, 20, all these are called attributes. Okay, and here you pass this, and this way you create new requirement 1, new requirement 2, new requirement 4, and hundreds of requirements you can create like this, and you can just access what is there in every object like this. New requirement.yoe, for example, what is the third requirements years of experience? 2. What is the second requirements salary expectation? Right, 15. So what we are doing here, we are creating a blueprint which is known as class, and in the class whatever objects will get created, that object will have some properties. What are the properties? Skill, years of experience, and salary expectation. So every time I want to create an object of the class, I have to pass these 3 things, and then I can very well use these objects. Okay, this is the basic of what you call as class, objects, attributes. Now what is method? Method is a function that is inside a class. Okay, there is some difference between methods and functions, but I don't want you to confuse. You can simply think as method is nothing but a function that is inside a class, or method is a function that acts on objects. Okay, so this is about class, functions, attribute, methods. Now another important concept, guys, every time you see here self, right, do not get confused. The meaning of self I will write here. Okay, self means current instance of the class. What is the meaning of current instance? Do not go confused with the jargons here. When you say new requirement 1 is equal to generate requirement class you are calling, that means that the current instance of this class is new requirement 1. Okay, when you say new requirement 2 is equal to generate requirement some values you are passing, means current instance of the class is new requirement 2. So how it will work? It will come here and say, okay, current instance is new requirement 2. So new requirement skill, I have to set the skill that user is passing. So what is the skill you are passing? .NET. New requirement 2, what is the years of experience user is passing? 5. So for new requirement 2, years of experience that has to be set will be 5. Self means current instance of that class or current object, you can say. And using self dot one attribute, self dot other attribute, self dot other attribute, you set properties of that particular instance of the class. Okay, do not confuse, guys. One more time, I'm going to take you to the notebook and I'm going to explain you. Okay, come here and try to delete now. What is class? What is class? Class is nothing but a, suppose I want to do some repetitive task. Okay, I want to use object oriented programming. I want to do some repetitive task. So class is something known as a blueprint, right? Then comes object. What are objects? Objects are nothing but instance of the class, or objects are something which is actual thing. Okay, attributes, properties of the object. Method, function which are written inside the class. I hope these concepts are clear to you guys, but sometimes it may be confusing. Any doubts you have, even a small doubt, right? Just drop me a comment. I will take this on priority and explain you, because I am going to bring more videos on object oriented programming. Okay, and if you have confusion on these concepts, it will be difficult for you. So just drop me a comment. I'll definitely respond to you. I will see you all in the next video, guys. Till then, wherever you are, stay safe and